For the second time in less than 2 weeks, a major BART shutdown impacting thousands of commuters. This time, a fire at the San Leandro station shutting down service on multiple lines. It could take crews hours to get those trains back up and running. Thanks so much for joining us here for Midday Live. I'm Julian Glover.
And I'm Kristen Z. Since before 6 o'clock this morning, all BART stations between San Leandro and Lake Merritt have been shut down. And it was because of this fire that sparked on the tracks at the San Leandro station. Crews have been doing work on the lines all morning, but as of now, that track and those stations are closed.
We have team coverage for you this midday. So what does this mean for you and how do you get around this big mess? We check in now with ABC 7 News traffic anchor Gloria Rodriguez. Gloria.
You're right about that. It is a big mess. This fire at the San Leandro station is really impacting BART service today. So the latest information that we have from BART is they're estimating service will be restored between 3 and 5 p.m. So check out this map. There's currently no green or orange line service between the Lake Merritt, Berryessa, and Dublin stations. And there's also limited blue line service. BART has major delays system-wide because of this. So you can go to bart.gov/alternatives for other ways to get around. Now, AC Transit Lake Merritt Fremont is accepting BART fares. Also, VTA Milpitas, Berryessa. And this is really impacting traffic today. So you can get a live look here. This is our Bay Bridge Toll Plaza camera, and you'll see traffic is heavier a little later than normal today. We're also going to check out your drive times for right now. So if you are driving on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge from Point Richmond to San Rafael, it'll take you about 10 minutes. If you're driving on the San Mateo Bridge, Hayward to Foster City, 22 minutes. And from the Toll Plaza to Menlo Park on the Dumbarton Bridge, that'll take you about 9 minutes. So overall, again, we're seeing that traffic impact. And if you are being impacted, definitely find an alternative way to get around this big mess. Kristen, Julian?
All right, Gloria, thank you so much. I can affirm that traffic is still extra slow around San Francisco, especially near the Bay Bridge entrance point.
Oh, yeah. Huge backup there. And we can still see that stall right now.
Yeah. So exactly what happened this morning? ABC 7 News reporter Zach Fuentes continues our team coverage from San Leandro, where a fire shut down those lines.
Okay, so Zach, you've been speaking to those BART officials. What have they been telling you about the cause and how long it'll take to get these trains back up and going?
Yeah, well, we have a really positive update in that regard. Still going to be some time before the BART trains are running again, but we do have a timeline now, which we did not have earlier. I want to bring in Chris Filippi, BART spokesperson right now, to walk us through the latest and what the timeline is at this point.
That's right. We are hoping to restore service before 6 p.m. tonight. We have our crews, as you can see, working right now on the trackway. They're focused on two things. They're replacing our train control cable, and they're also replacing fiber optic cable. They have a lot of work ahead of them. They're going to have to replace hundreds of feet of cable to get our trains in position where they can run safely again.
Absolutely. We had some incredible video from a man who was here, lives just across the street. We'll show that right now. What do we know right now about what happened? Anything about a cause at this point?
Not at this point. That review is going to happen, but right now our focus certainly is on restoring service as quickly as we can. We know that the fire started on the underside of the tracks. This is an aerial structure at San Leandro Station. It didn't start on the ground. It started under the trackway, and that's what caused the damage to our fiber optic and train control cables.
Okay, so I want to talk about what is running right now, because we've been talking so much about what's been closed and the different closures. You said there was maybe some information going out there about Lake Merritt Station being open. Let's talk about what is available for
Sure.
Right
Lake
now.
Merritt Station is closed. All stations south of Lake Merritt are closed. But what's open is we still have our Transbay service. We're offering Yellow Line service, which is our busiest line, from Antioch to SFO. We also have our Red Line service, which is running from Richmond to Millbrae. So there is still service. Riders should expect delays, but we are running trains. We have Transbay trains. We're really telling folks to avoid BART stations from Lake Merritt south until we restore our normal service.
Absolutely. One thing I was struck by when we covered the BART situation a couple Fridays ago and today, we had a lot of people coming up that were frustrated that the service is down. So many people rely on this BART service. So right now, as people are, dealing with that frustration and figuring out what they're going to do, what is your message to your riders right now?
Sure, we share their frustration. It's a difficult circumstance. This was a fire that was unforeseen, of course, and we're doing the best we can to make those repairs as quickly as we can. We recognize that this is a big inconvenience for our riders, and we've been seeing more of our riders come back recently, especially on Tuesdays midweek when more people are going into the office. Our ridership in April was up 12% from the previous year. So we know people are coming back to BART. We are typically a reliable service. This event and the one you mentioned from more than a week ago are not typical for us. We are normally a very reliable service, but we also know that this morning didn't hit the mark for a lot of our riders.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have Sky 7 right now live showing your crews at work. This is an all-hands-on-deck situation, you told me. So, and we were talking earlier, do you guys have all of the material that is needed here to make these repairs?
Yeah, we do, and we really do mobilize all materials and all personnel that we can to make these repairs as quickly as possible. As you can imagine, this is complex infrastructure that we're dealing with. When you're dealing with fiber optic cables, train control cables, this is some complex stuff. And especially as a longest section of this, several hundred feet for both of those types of cable, there's a lot of work to be done. But this team, they're made up of a lot of pros that have experience with this stuff, so they're doing the best that they can.
And then just finally about what happened this morning, were there any passengers on the train, any employees impacted that were up there, anything like that?
Not aware of people here at San Leandro Station, but of course it had an immediate impact on our commute this morning. The fire happened at about 5 a.m., so it really hit our service from the very beginning of the service day.
Yeah, because your service typically starts at 5 a.m., so this was the start of it. Chris, I want to thank you so much for stopping to talk with us, giving us the latest as we've been getting it. Again, we've had developments all morning long. We've been tracking this, so we've been bringing you the latest as soon as we've gotten it. You heard from Chris, we're expecting that service to be restored later today. We finally have that timeline. Right now, live in San Leandro, Zach Fuentes, ABC 7 News.
All right, Zach, thank you so much. So let's hope the afternoon commute is better than the morning commute. Yeah. But we have been updating you all morning on the BART closures all morning via our ABC 7 News app.
And we also know the Dublin Pleasanton BART station is at the end of the blue line in the East Bay, one of the troubled lines right now. Riders there, they got the bad news this morning when they tried to start their morning commutes.
And that's where we find ABC 7 News reporter Ansar Hassan. Ansar?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Still, Dublin Pleasanton BART station is closed. You can see community service officers are letting passengers know that the station is closed, advising them to take the bus instead. As we heard earlier, it will be almost 6 to 8 hours before this station reopens.
The station is closed. There is no service from here to Lake Merritt.
BART community officers were letting passengers know no train service this morning from Dublin because of a fire at the San Leandro BART station.
BART's not running from here to Hayward, and there's no other way to get to Hayward but from BART, so I'm pretty much stuck until the BART runs.
Michael McDonald took the bus from Livermore to Dublin BART, hoping to get to see his kids this morning. He wants BART to provide more options for stuck passengers.
I mean, if they can, try to get a bus line from here to Hayward, or from here to at least Castro Valley, somewhere where people that live over that way, that come out this way, when we do get stuck, it's not as frustrating. For people who don't have a lot of money, that like me, I can't get on Uber or nothing like that.
I'm just wondering, should I head back to and work from home, or should I do the carpool? So I'm just waiting for my friends to decide.
Many passengers say the frustration is there are few alternatives to get to San Francisco if BART goes down, and frustrated about another BART delay when 2 weeks ago a system malfunction shut down the entire BART operations for 4 hours.
But it's now and then, there are some issues where you get BART delays. It's become a very routine these days.
BART officials anticipate the delay will likely impact the evening commute. They're advising passengers to plan accordingly. Reporting live, Ansar Hassan, ABC 7 News.